Welcome to Practicing Melodic Jazz Improvisation. My name is Brian Kane, and I'm the author of the book Constructing Melodic Jazz Improvisation. In this series of online lessons, I'm going to try to lay a groundwork for beginning and intermediate level improvisers to expand and improve their creative and melodic approaches to soloing. But before I introduce the melodic idea that we're going to talk about today, and since this is lesson 1 in the series, I'm going to talk just a bit about what makes a great improvised solo. In my opinion, great improvised solos share 3 common characteristics. The first is stylistic inflection. Appropriate use of stylistic inflection is really important when you're soloing. Stylistic inflections are the ornaments we use to make notes sound more interesting, more jazzy. Things like vibrato, scoops, falls, turns, many other things. It's important to know it's not what you play, it really is just how you play it. For example, if I play a simple lick, it's fine, then I dress it up with style inflections. I think most people would agree that the second sounds better. The second key characteristic of a good improvised solo is awareness of location within form, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Improvisers need to be able to control and place phrases wherever they choose within the form of music that they're playing, and they need to be able to recover if they get lost. If you don't know where you are when you're soloing, you truly are nowhere. The third important characteristic of a good solo is creative and improvisational intent. When you're improvising, you can't do whatever you want to. You have to follow rules, whether they're harmony or melodic. You have to have something to say, you have to tell a story, and you have to have meaning behind what you play. We'll be talking about that in future lessons. For today's lesson, we're going to use 12-bar blues, and we're going to practice where phrases begin and end. I'll be using a blues scale to demonstrate, and you should probably use one too when you're practicing. If you're more advanced and want to use harmony, that's fine. All of these concepts work equally well with the use of harmony as they do with the blues scale. In this case, it's not just what you play, but how you play it, and more importantly, where you play it. In order for us to do this, first thing we have to do is listen to a 12-bar blues form. This is a 12-bar blues we'll be playing. That was a 12-bar blues, and hopefully if you were able to follow along and count along with the changes to that. If you couldn't, if you were lost listening to and following that 12-bar blues, you should definitely go back and practice that before you try the next part of this lesson. The next part of the lesson, we're going to use a 12-bar blues form, and we're going to limit where we play. We're only going to play in measures 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. We're going to basically play for a measure and then rest for a measure, play for a measure and then rest for a measure. It's all about control. Do not extend your solo beyond the one measure you're allowed to play in. It's really important to control your phrasing. In this next example, I'm going to use 2 simple things. I'm going to use style inflection and controlled 1-bar phrasing to try to construct a solo that's simple and effective. There are 2 techniques that I used to create intent in that solo. I used 1-bar phrasing, like we've been talking about, and I used a lot of style inflections. Be sure when you're practicing this that you're able to stop the phrases after 1 measure. It's really important to control your phrases. Once you can control your phrases, then you might want to try adding in some style inflections to make the solo actually sound better. Practice controlling the end of your phrases and putting phrases in unusual places so that when you're really soloing, you can play whatever you want to. You'll be able to control the types of phrasing that you use and that you like and that are appropriate to the tune that you're playing. If you find 1-bar phrasing too easy, which it is very easy, expand it. Try 2-bar phrasing or 3-bar phrasing. We're going to be taking this lesson and expanding it in future lessons to make it more difficult and to add multiple layers to the improvisation. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is going to conclude the lesson today. I'm going to keep these videos as short as possible so you can spend more time practicing and less time watching. I hope you'll consider checking out my book, Constructing Melodic Jazz Improvisation. It's available online or wherever music books are sold. Any store can order it for you. It has much more detail than I'm going to be providing in these lessons, and it helps me pay the bills. So I hope you'll check it out. Until next time, I hope you enjoy the playing. Thanks for watching.